Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Sitting inside the 1995 Buick Roadmaster. It's a four-door sedan, not the station wagon, but it does have the big V8, the big 5.7 in her, the LT1 I think it was. A Florida car. It's the only reason it's in New York and not rotted completely in half. So the car looks pretty clean. I haven't had it on a lift yet, but took a glance on her in the parking lot. And he writes, it has no brake lights. The gas gauge is wrong. The fuel or the fill tube leaks where it's clamps to the tank. ABS lights on, engine lights on, dimmer switch doesn't work, car pulls to the right, no air conditioning, and the passenger door window switch is bad. It only works sometimes. So that's that. We got a little bit of a short list. We're going to work our way through it. Car's got a mechanical odometer with 102,000 on it, so she's pretty low mileage. It is fun to drive, let me tell you. These big old squishy seats, man, I love GMs of this era. And, you know, it really scoots along pretty good. So, anyhow, let's scoot along and fix some problems. I figure we'll start with something simple. I've got a depressor pushing down the brake pedals. We can go back and see what's working and what's not. We have a third brake light, so that's good. No light there. And no light there. I don't know which one's which, what's supposed to be the brake light and what's not. We got one bulb out there in the third brake light. That's for grins and giggles. Let's, where's the four ways? Are they down here still? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we got four ways. Let's just see what's, because I would think those are probably the hazards, or the brake lights also. Could be wrong. But those seem to work. I doubt the turn signals are mounted more inboard. And then just for poop and laughter, let's just flick the marker lights on here. Just to kind of get an idea. Yeah, so it looks like we have everything there. Plate light's working. Okie dokie. So we've learned a couple things. Third brake light works. Marker lights seem to work. The hazards seem to work. So I think if I might be wrong, but if I'm right, that tells us the bulbs are good, the grounds are good. The wiring through the turn signal switch and back to the back is good. So that is something that we can quickly check, quickly learn. So now what we'll do is we'll find a wiring diagram for it. We'll look on it and see what it takes to turn the brake lights on. Oh, and we have a third brake light. And then we can apply what we've just learned to what the diagram has on it and see what the most logical, test is going to be. So we've got our diagram here. Hopefully this will show up good on the screen for you. What I like to do is usually start with, the component, like what's not working. Well, we've got our brake lights. We come down here, we got our left. Let's see, this should be right. And I was correct. Let me turn around here so I can see this. They are left tail stop turn lamps. So our turn signals are also our brake lamps. So that's something to note. And then looks like we have two marker lights beyond those two. So all four lights. So we've seen all those working because turn signals work. The four ways worked. So we've seen the left side work. We've seen the right side work. So we know this ground is good, which is the ground for both of them. And the other thing we know is that the yellow wire that feeds the left side is good. The green wire that feeds the right side is good. And it's good all the way up to this point, which is the turn signal switch. So that's also, worthy to note. So we know that, the wire's good, the bulbs are good, the sockets are good, the ground is good. So let's see. Let's follow it backwards through here. They both come up into here. Okay. Then they come out of here and then they go to the stop lamp cruise release switch on brake pedal support, which that also feeds cruise control module, ABS module, remote control door lock receiver, and the high mounted stop lamp. So what's that tell us? That tells us that our brake switch is good, and it tells us the fuse is good. So we've just narrowed down, just by looking at the car, we've narrowed down a ton of stuff. So fuse is good, brake light switch is good, wiring from the switch out is good, from turn signal switch out. But we have here, you can see right here, we have a splice. Okay, so we have a splice right there that breaks off, that goes to all the different things, the cruise control, ABS, remote control door lock receiver. So this is what we need to check. We know part of the splice must be good because the third brake light works. What I would check next, and there's no reason not to, is to see if we have power coming into on pin P, which is a white pin, into the turn signal switch. Because if we have power going in, then it leads me to believe that the turn signal switch itself is bad. The contacts in it are bad. I'd be curious to know if we go in there and we flick it, you know, left to right with the brake pedal depressed to see if the signals miraculously work all of a sudden, you know, like there's a bad contact or something in there. But that's the only plausible option. Broken wire from the splice pack out, or this whole thing is wrong. That's always a plausible option, right? Anytime you're looking at aftermarket diagrams, it is plausible that the diagram itself is wrong. So if we start testing and something doesn't seem right, that's when we know, let's find a different source. But we're going to assume it's right. We're going to check for power going into the switch, and then, you know, obviously there's no power coming out, because if it was, it would be coming out on the green wire and the yellow wire, which we know are good because we use the 4-ways. I fiddled with the turn signal switch, did not make a difference. So I pulled the little hush panel off under here. Just had one little wing nut that holds that. Let me set that up there so we don't lose it. And we come under here. This minute here, folks, I need to do some flipping around. Let's see, where are we? So we got a bunch of wires off factory, but one thing I observed is this brake light switch. Okay, so that is this switch right here, the end of my meat nugget, that white switch. And we have an awful lot of wires coming off that thing. We've got a white and an orange and a couple greens and a brown with white and a purple and a pink. Why do we have so many wires? But according to the diagram, it looks like we had covered all of our bases. Now, one thing I did kind of think to myself, but I didn't say out loud. So we've got this pink that comes out that says it feeds the white, which feeds everything else. One thing I was kind of thinking to myself is oftentimes your high mounted collision light, your third brake light, is usually off a separate switch. You know, a little bit of redundancy, I guess. So if your regular brake switch fails, you at least have your high mounted collision light. I think I'm going to take just a minute and get an OEM diagram just to make darn sure before we go doing any checking. So the diagram is right. I did find an OEM. Wow, old school. It looks like it was written by hand. I can't get underneath here with it, but I'm going to try to look at my viewfinder. So here is the wires that lead up the column, which is this direction, into the switch, into the turn signal switch. So the plug-in is up top. The white wire is this one here on the outside, and then we have our yellow left, green right, which we know are good. However, visual inspection, I think, got this one. Let me see if I can do this. Look at that white wire there, folks. The one that looks brown all the way to your left. So the one right next to the green. That is supposed to be the white wire. As you can tell, it is burnt or corroded or something has happened there to it. Try to get you enhanced in there. A little too much. There it is. So something is wrong right there. So I have to believe that the other half of that, which is up high, which you can't really see in the view I have you in, I assume it has a good feed into it. It's just coming out into that white wire is no good. So I'm going to take it and unplug it. We'll see what it looks like. And also bear in mind too, he said his high beams don't work, which I've noticed that physically, let me turn you around here, that physically the switch doesn't, you know, it doesn't click. So I don't know what's wrong with that, or where the, you know, I don't know if this is part of, you know, if this is the switch or if this is just moving a rod, you know, that's down the column, that is the high beam switch. So perhaps we can kill two birds with one stone. That wiring down there that's burned up is part of the turn signal switch. Where are we, folks? There she is. I gave her a little tug for you. Oh man, I got something in my eyes. The light, I think. Give it a little tug. It popped right out. It's just all corroded. All right, folks. So looking at our diagram, it's going to be, let's see. Well, this doesn't, I don't know if it's at C, whatever that is, at C210. I don't know if that's the actual connector we're at right now, but what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is just take and should be able to power that up, correct? Yeah, I'll power that up going into the switch, and I'll do it with a power probe, and technically our brake light should work. I'm going to give the camera to Jason. It's rolling. You just look right on that thing, Jay. Show the people that the brake light is going to work here.
All right.
Are you ready?
We're ready. brake lights are working.
Sweet. Okay. Bring the camera right back here.
Alright, you don't want me holding on this thing.
No, I don't want you to become a movie star. You know how it is, folks. Give a guy another job to do, and now all of a sudden he wants a pay raise because he's cameraman. Anyhow, so that's the answer for the brake lights. We need a new turn signal switch. Now, the switch comes with that wiring. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but it comes with that big connector, and you got to get it down through the column. If I remember, these things are a pain in the hoo-hoo to do with the tilt column. We're going to have to blow the dust off some old tools to do that. I think what we'll look at next, being that we already have to tear into the column, is we'll see why the high beams don't work. I was just talking to Jay about it. I don't remember if the high beam switch is one of the ones that's mounted like way down on the column and they had like a long rod that ran to it. For some reason, I think it is. So we'll check that out, because if we have to, you know, lower the column to get to that, I don't know if we pop it out to do the switch, but, you know, kind of if we can do both jobs and one job makes it easier, then we want to figure that out too. So let's have a look at the high beams. So I found a dimmer switch down here. You can see it wiggling up there. It looks like it's returning all the way. I don't think it's an adjustment issue. However, I can see that it is melted. You can see the wires are pretty burned up on it right there. And you can see, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but inside that connector, the brown portion of it, so the switch side of it is actually starting to melt. I don't know if that's from, you know, terminal fretting, if those wires were loose at some point and just in there sizzling, but it kind of is a little bit of a testimony to modern wiring and modern cars, you know, where we don't have, you know, these big mechanical switches anymore. You know, we use body modules and relays, so you don't have all this high current, you know, flowing through these switches. So I think what we're going to try to do is we'll get a high beam switch, and I'll see if we can get this connector, because that's a little too burnt to reuse. Hopefully we can get one of them also. Dash cam. Just got to pull it ahead here so I can shut my door. I ordered the parts. They're coming from Napper. Not a sponsor. Wow, videography sucks on this one. They're coming out of Connecticut. Going to be several days, so that'll be another video. I got the dimmer switch, I got the connector, I got the new turn signal switch, so we should be good to go. We'll beat down through the rest of his list wherever we left that up here. We'll get through the rest of this and some other videos. The car is not registered or on the road, and it's not his primary driver, so we've got, he told me the worst thing anybody could ever tell me: take your time. AKA, I never want my car back. Anyhow, I do want you back down in that comment section, so go down there, leave your questions, comments, criticism, concern while you're down there, subscribe, ring that bell, and just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.